Pledge of Allegiance, and then we have a couple of, we have the YouTube on. Hello again. Just a couple of quick things when it comes to the COVID. Unfortunately, it is slightly on the rise. I had a conversation with the county who stated that as of beginning of July, the first week of July, there were about 406 cases total in the county, and 65% of those people were less than 30, 50% less than 20, and there was only one person in the entire county that was intubated and was on a respirator. So those are um, much better numbers that we had in the beginning of the pandemic. 95+% of the adults in Nassau County apparently have been vaccinated, so those are great numbers. I'm hoping that people heed the advice of their medical professionals and uh, get the vaccines and try to stay away from gatherings that are considered high risk. Again, take your vitamins. Vitamin D is extremely important, zinc and vitamin C, and hopefully we can continue living the way we were living without masks and gather. That said, we can start with the Public Works report.
The first item on the agenda is the Department of Public Work June 2021 report.
The only thing that I would like to add on, not so much the report of, but on my list of paving, I'd like to get the contractor in, give me estimates for the road paving for this year. I want to make sure that everybody's on board with the roads that were selected. You don't have a copy there. We were giving it to you during the budget process.
Where do you, oh, you have it over there? Oh, okay. Okay. So you're doing the 2021 or 2022? 2021. 2021. North and Allard, Forest Row, Allard. The Forest Row you're going, I mean, you're suggesting Forest Row. Is that the area that they're doing the?
That's the area that they didn't do last year because of the Greenway Terrace.
Right, but are they, so that's not going to really be influenced by the work that they're doing?
I'm hoping that he doesn't push me off again this year, otherwise that one will come off and I'll have to readjust that list
Right.
again.
I mean, obviously, we should be,
Still talking about Greenway Terrace, I was there this afternoon and, I don't know if they're building that thing the way they're supposed to be, but that's something that, myself, Steve, and H2M is looking into.
What's the issue?
Well, they've laid in all the curbing. The curbing, they put the concrete gutter in, and it looks like the concrete gutter is gonna be underneath the asphalt. And the way it's set, the way the job is set up. Also, I took pictures of it if you wanna see the pictures.
was this discussed with them or no?
Nobody was there from H2M.
Did you discuss it with?
Myself and H2M had a discussion today, because Lou says there's nobody from H2M there witnessing
So
the
the way,
curbing going in.
the way the curve is coming down is suggesting that that's the way it ends, and that's how you would build a driveway, not how you would build a road. Then when you look at how low this is, as opposed to the Belgian block, it looks like he's coming straight up to the Belgian blocks with the asphalt. The reason why you put a concrete gutter in, my biggest concern with this particular road is that all the drainage problems were there, so when you put that concrete underneath there, you're gonna have reflection cracks in time, and then it's gonna open up the road surface, and then water's gonna get in there and get underneath the roadway.
And then crack it
The
up,
road's
right.
gonna start to fail prematurely. And he laid out
they're supposed to, so I think
The
they're going.
contractor told me that they, H2M was there, and then we spoke to H2M, and nobody was there, nobody was even called.
We were not notified to go out and do the inspections.
So,
Isn't the normal process that they're supposed to?
no, they're supposed to be there.
But the contractor's supposed to call to let them know where they are, how they're advancing, what
Right.
they're up to. Nobody had called H2M, so Louis and myself called, we had a conference call with H2M today, and they said they were not notified, they haven't been out there. They're gonna look into it, they're gonna go out there, send someone out there to look into it. We wanna make sure that we build properly, as per the plans.
Okay. So based on just a quick, this is less than 1, 2, 3, 4. It's less than a mile the whole.
Yeah, I didn't add it up.
Right. It's about less than a mile. Okay. All right. I mean,
If-
I don't know any
If the
other
pricing
plan.
comes in right, then you start taking off of the next,
Right.
off of the.
That's true.
as we go
Okay.
down. But
Yep.
you just gotta tell me what you plan on spending,
Well, we have to see what they come up with.
so
See.
I'll get the prices on that, and then
Right. And then also we have the chip money coming in.
that came in already.
They came in already.
Well, it'll come in again when this project is.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The other things are, a couple of vehicles. So on the equipment list, we had a pickup truck, the sweeper, and then some other stuff, but the biggest concern I have is the pickup truck and the sweeper. The sweeper, I have a price here from Trias of $316,655. They have a 10% discount on a demo model that they have now, and somebody else picked up on it, that's it, it's done. That one's $284,989.50. That one I could take possession of at any time. I have other brands as well, they're all about the same, price. This is probably the best of all three of them.
What brand? What brand is that?
With that being said, if I have to order one, I probably won't see it until after the new year. And the machine that we have now is not running, and I don't know that you wanna put that kind of money into it. I say not running, the motors are running, but because it's an air vacuum, the rot that's on the box, it doesn't hold any suction, so basically you'd have to replace the box on it. That one was, like I said, that machine was due in this current budget that we're in now. So I need to know if we're going forward with this equipment.
There are two different type of sweepers we have.
There's two different types, one's a broom sweeper and one's an air sweeper. The air sweeper we usually use during the fall season because it sucks up the leaves better than the broom. The leaves are getting stuck.
The one that we're using now, I've seen them use.
It's a broom.
That's the broom sweeper.
It's a broom.
Okay.
Take it here.
Which is the more expensive?
They're both about the same. Yeah, they're both about the same.
Okay.
And then there's two pickup trucks. So one pickup truck was damaged last year during the snowstorm and was totaled out by the insurance company. The insurance company reimbursed us, off the top of my head, I want to say 24,000 or 28,000, something. I think it was 28,000. That money we've already received from the insurance company, and we never ordered another truck as a replacement for that particular truck. And then the new one that's on the current budget.
Okay. Any questions, guys? So that's you putting on, you're requesting for purchase at this time?
I'd like to move forward with the stuff if possible. I mean, I'm not, if you're not comfortable making an answer tonight, I understand. It's not a lot, it's not a little bit of money, I mean,
All right.
Which sweeper do you want?
I prefer prefer the Trias. When I started here, that's the one that we had, was a Timco from Trias. Um, Again, they're all about the same price.
And the
The
quality?
Trias was, the one from Trias, the Timco is probably the better of all of them. Tomorrow, another guy is bringing another one to demo for me. But again, they're all within the same ballpark.
But all the same quality?
They're all the same quality, just about. Well, try it, the Timco is probably, they were the first to come out with a regenerative air sweeper, so they've pretty much perfected theirs. The prices on the pickup trucks are about, I have the prices here, but, the prices on the pickup trucks are about 52,000. This one's 51.5. And, well, this was two of them, because when I quoted the two. One was on last year's budget, which ended up getting, we didn't order and it got pushed forward, but there was still one on this year's budget. So when I priced them out last year, I priced them out for the two trucks, but I would assume that you're just gonna take the one, so that's 49.9.
Right, so you asking for two pickup trucks?
Right, one's a replacement from the insurance company.
Right.
And then on this current 21-22 budget, everything again got pushed because I didn't order the stuff last
So
year.
you're asking
Last
for
year
one,
was very hard to get vehicles.
one pickup truck and one sweeper? Two
pick-
pickup trucks and a
Two
sweeper?
pickup trucks, one replacement from the insurance company,
Mhm.
and then the one replacement of one of the ones that we already have that will get rotated out of the fleet,
Okay.
and then the same thing.
And
with-
what happens to the sweeper that we have now? It's not the room.
We'll have to
I know, we have to get
We'll
rid
have
of.
to declare, we didn't declare that or this
Super.
pickup truck because it was in this current budget.
Right.
So we'll have to, at some point, declare those two pieces of equipment as surplus, like we did with the last equipment, and then auction it off or,
Okay, all right. You guys wanna vote on this now, or you wanna vote on it in the next meeting? It's up to you.
Sooner than later.
Hmm?
Sooner. We need it.
I've
Again.
seen the truck, that's all rusted out, and, it's not in good shape at all, so
I'd rather vote on it.
Okay, let's get going.
Are you then authorizing also the acquisition of the truck that has the 10% discount? Immediate acquisition?
Well, you said that's still available, you don't know?
Yeah, no, that one's still available.
Right, and that, it hasn't been used, it's just a demo?
It's a demo unit that they take around to other municipalities just to show them, what the truck can do and what it
it'll have
is.
some mileage on it.
That's the street sweeper?
No,
Yeah,
that's just,
but yeah, I mean, it only has just a few little, miles from bringing it around to other municipalities, but the savings is, I mean, in my opinion, is a tremendous amount of
Alright.
savings.
yeah, 10% of
50%
two,
warranty
that's
and everything else?
$30,000.
What's that?
It's all the same warranties and all that stuff.
Everything stays the same. To us, it'll be built to us as a new vehicle. It's not gonna get built to us as a used vehicle, it's gonna get built as a new vehicle, with a new warranty and everything new.
Okay,
That's what we have as soon as.
okay, let's go.
Not the miles on the tires that bother these things, it's the equipment that's being used.
This one doesn't say what the mileage on.
No, but again, if it's just mileage without use, it's not.
Is there a
it
list
doesn't
of the
really-
proposed acquisitions
Well,
that could be appended?
the mileage,
Yeah.
the one that I have is a 2005.
Purchases.
So I
The
don't
machine
know if
I
he has
have
that.
is a 2005, and there's 17,000 miles on that
I know,
truck, or
yeah.
12,000 miles on
No,
it.
it's not the mileage.
Yeah.
Not a
So,
truck that
do you
you're
have the
driving
list
around.
of, I think we need to put that on the agenda, or at least we can say that these are the ones that we are, you have the list of the three vehicles?
If you want.
Of the sweepers?
One sweeper and two
Right.
trucks.
In other words, the things that you're asking the board to approve as an acquisition, you have a list that can be appended to the minutes?
Yeah,
Perfect.
right here. You want them now, I assume, right?
Pickup truck. So the pickup, what do we need a pickup truck now? This pickup trucks, I know that it's on the agenda, but it's on the, not on the agenda, on the budget. What do we need the two pickup trucks? One of them is damaged. What is the other one for?
Replacement truck.
No, one of them is replaced
Right.
from
One
last
of-
time.
Well, they're all replacement
Who
The
uses
other
it?
What
one
is
is,
the problem with the one that
for
we have now?
102, 102, hold on, let me see here. 102 is a 2008, 102 and 103, both trucks. One's a 2008 and one's a 2009.
It's 10 years old,
More than
12
10.
years old,
13 and
so 12 and 13. I mean, listen,
I just
12.
wanna point out that, if these are getting paid from the capital fund account that we have, there's only $1 million that was approved in 2018. And part of the money is used to pay off, the current amount of the bond due for 2000, we use it for
Right.
2020, I'm sorry, 2021 and 2022. So, you might wanna look at the numbers before you approve it, because if the two trucks are 104,000, and if the sweeper is at 285,000, altogether might go over the available amount in the capital fund to be funded.
And we
Hmm.
approved
The sweeper?
2 of them at least?
Two of what?
Two trucks,
One-
sweeper and one truck.
1 sweeper, 1 truck?
Well, the
Do you know
one
what's-
truck, let me just make a quick correction. The one truck, the insurance company paid us some money back on. So that money came back, went back into the operating budget, and then now, when we replace it, we're gonna take that money out of that fund.
So we'll be paying half.
The
Right,
money
so
is
paying
stuck in the
some of
fund.
it
The only
from
thing
the
you could use
insurance
that
fund.
money in
So
the
we're
Right.
only paying
fund
half,
for.
we only pay
Right,
half.
that's, we're
Quit.
talking about $28,000. I don't know what we, so, no, so well, I need to know, do you know what we have left or no? We don't know. What we can do, listen, if we have, we can do one truck and a sweeper.
One sweeper, yeah.
And then we'll see.
If we have
And
enough money
then
to
we have
get the
money, we
second
do the other
truck.
one. So we don't go over. Okay, so that's what, I'm okay with that. Anyone is okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay for
Abraham,
that?
is that a safe?
I have to look at the numbers, I do not have the numbers in front of me.
But are we in
Subject
danger
to-
of exceeding the budget on those 2 items out of 3? You don't know.
I have to check what is available in the capital fund.
Again, you don't have to make a decision tonight.
Well, you can also do an authorization subject to not
Subject to
exceeding
that,
the
so we
capital.
can do, so let's say to do that, one and one, subject to that, and then that's a safer thing, and then we'll just go. So anybody wants to move one truck,
Okay, so
And
now, before you do that.
one sweeper.
Which truck?
Pickup truck, are we replacing the one that the insurance company?
Yes, yes,
Okay, so
that's the
we're
one.
talking about the one from the insurance, company, the 51.5 or whatever the,
Right, so that's the one we're replacing, and then we're doing the sweeper.
right.
Is
And
And
then
then-
the new one,
Is
and
that
it-
okay
the
with?
new one on the list, the one truck, 103, will be a hold.
We'll be hold
Is
until.
that your preference too?
What's that?
Is that your preference if you had to
I
choose?
don't have the other truck, I'm down a truck.
Right.
I'm already down one truck.
So I think if we do this at least, I mean, we have
The problem is especially now, because getting vehicles now is. forget
hard,
about it.
I know,
It's killer.
I know.
So I don't know if these things are in, I may not see these things until after the meeting, they may tell me this thing might come in as a 2022.
Right, I know.
But the sweeper is available now.
The sweeper is available now.
So let's do the sweeper and possibly truck. If we can get the truck, we get the truck. If not, then what can we do?
Yeah, because come plowing season, I'm gonna need.
No,
it.
we need the
Come
trucks.
fall season,
Yeah, we need the trucks.
All right, so let's do that. So let's do one truck, the 51,000, which is the replacement for the one that the insurance paid, and a sweeper. We subject to the fund being available, which I'm hoping that it is available.
May I speak to the board for a moment?
Sure.
With Louis,
Sure.
Yes.
in executive session?
Okay. anybody willing to move the purchase of a truck that is being replaced. Part of it has been paid by the insurance company and the sweeper. Those two items will be added to the agenda and will be ratified afterwards. And we can, if anybody wants to
I'll
move
move
the
it.
purchase.
Second.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And I note for the record that these acquisitions are being made pursuant to competitive bidding laws through piggybacking, what is referred to as piggybacking on other municipal contracts.
Okay. Excellent. This is, okay, this is what, I think you have this here. You want to add this? This is the one you gave, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
And then I have one or two final things with trees. So I was asked to look at a tree that was in front of one of the synagogues. It happens to be our tree, not a big deal, we can get it down. That tree I have to get PSE&G, it's underneath the power lines. And Trustee Hope had asked me to look at a tree on corner of Chadwick and Croydon as well. I sent the guys over there to do it the other day, but again, that one is also a PSE&G tree, so I have to put them on the list and get PSE&G to take them.
So what do they do? They do the top part and then you guys do
They
the
take
rest?
it down below the wires and then
And
we
then you
take
do
it
the
the
rest.
rest.
Right, okay. All right. We had one over the wires. It was very dangerous, and I think what happened, the wind that came actually blew it over. So we didn't have to call the PSCNG anymore.
There are a bunch of other trees that people are asking me about. That one's a new house, and you're not going to be able to put a sidewalk there. The tree roots, the bole of the tree is so high that if you cut the roots, you're going to unstabilize the tree, and I don't think anybody wants to take that risk. I mean, so
No.
those two trees I have the guys doing hopefully this week. There happens to be two of them that just are not working. Another gentleman from Poplar Court called me. He's been calling. That sidewalk looked like it lifted up and moved in recent times, and I didn't want to take the risk of the tree toppling over. So that one we took down this week.
You took down the tree.
But yeah, we took it down.
What is the
That
status of-
gentleman has fixed the sidewalk 2 or 3 times already. But now when I went there to look at it, I could see that it was something is moving. Whether it's the roots pulling this thing up, but the thing was up about 4 inches. There's a whole bunch of them on Carriage Road that keeps calling. Those things are ramps. Those things are high. That these are monster trees. I mean, I don't want to be out there taking down trees because of roots, and then somebody say to me, "Well, Lou, why are you taking down all these big healthy trees?" It's irrelevant if the tree is healthy or not. If it's a danger, I mean that's the way I perceive it. But I mean, if somebody wants to come out there and I could point them out to them and tell me, "Yeah, Lou, take them or leave them."
I think we all have experienced it, seen them, and it's a problem.
Yeah,
We
I just
have
don't
big,
want
healthy
somebody.
trees, and we have terrible sidewalks, and
Yeah,
they don't get along.
I just don't want somebody to say that I'm taking down stuff that I shouldn't be saving.
Getting these texts also constantly about Carriage Road.
This is the one that keep lifting it.
Yeah, it's
And the new construction where you said they want to put a sidewalk in.
It's everywhere, but it's
They have to put a sidewalk in.
Carriage
The
Well, the tree
sidewalk.
has to,
They should
tree has to
plant
come out.
the proper trees.
There's 2, one on each side. One on.
No,
There's no way to build the sidewalk up over the root, right?
Nah, these things are not.
I've
They're
seen-
not the
I've
right
seen
trees to
sidewalks
begin with
going
for
actually
a
in
street tree.
roundabout.
No, you end up getting a problem like on the
Right.
corner of Peach
I mean,
and,
listen. Later on,
Maple.
I'll plant smaller trees, but the things are hazardous. In my opinion, they're hazardous. But
Right.
I don't want anyone to say that I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing. And if somebody else wants to take a ride out there, I'll point out a whole bunch of them, and somebody else can make that judgment call.
Okay. Anybody would like to go with Louis?
Hmm.
You want to go? I I trust him, but okay, I'm gonna go. I mean, not that it's not a matter of trust, I think.
From that application?
Like this for the truck.
What's that?
You would like this for the truck.
No, I,
You got
Yeah,
a
he
choice
gave it to
between a tree and a broken sidewalk. I don't think it's a choice.
right, the unfortunate thing is that the wrong trees were planted years ago.
I have one, the woman came in today and has been calling on Devon Road, on Devon Road. The son is bedridden. She's afraid this thing is gonna come down in his bedroom. I mean, I don't
Did
know.
you
I mean,
assess
I
that
would,
tree?
if it was my kid, I don't know, I would want him laying in a bed if I was afraid of the tree. It's not something that I would like to put my head on the pillow at night and rest with. But that's, you know, these are the types of decisions that you're out there and you're making on the fly, and you hope that you make the right decision. But
Okay,
I think you have to, if you're gonna make an error, you have to do the error on the side of safety.
Life safety, sure.
I agree. Okay,
all right,
very good, thank you.
Is the air conditioner on?
Is it here? I have two, one of them
Little
is
bit, yeah.
51, the other one is 49, so I think it's this one, 51. Okay. Next item on the agenda, building department.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, Mayor and Board. We took in 50 applications for building permits. We approved 46 of them. We have 4 pending. We collected fees of almost $52,000. We did 85 inspections. We had 37 complaints, and we issued 24 violations for the month of June. If anybody has any questions?
What were most of the violations regarding?
We had violations from parked cars. We had violations of working without a permit. We had violations, property maintenance violations, noise complaints, etc.
Okay.
Did you issue one for garbage in front of,
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Summons was
that
issued.
is horrendous. Just absolute horrendous. I mean, I walked
Notice
by.
notice of violation was given, and then it was not taken care of, and a summons was issued.
Because that is just, I mean, I passed by it, I couldn't believe my eyes. Just
We've asked several
ton of
times.
garbage bags in front of the storefront.
Correct. We've asked several times. We said that you're supposed to be having private carting on your property, not on the village sidewalks. And
did you hear what I saw in between that building and the yellow building to the south? That little alley?
I don't know.
I was walking my dog,
No.
and another little mammal came out from between the
Just a
two
little
buildings.
rodent.
Well, summons was issued.
Okay, great, thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the Nassau County Police Department report for June 2021.
Speak up, Abraham, you've been requested to.
As you could see on the screen, this is the June report from Nassau County Police Department regarding the accident in the village. The lines that have a village next to them are the accident that happened in the village. The ones that they don't have it, they happen outside of the village. I contacted the Nassau County 6th Precinct actually to get the details of some of the accident that you requested, Mr. Mayor, last time, and they cited.
He's using a microphone.
I'm using a microphone. Can you hear me? Okay, is that better? Okay. So I contacted Nassau County regarding some of the accidents that you had concern, and I asked for the accident report. They cited privacy issues, and they said they cannot further comments on them.
Okay,
What is this? Which accidents are you talking
I
about?
don't recall.
There was an accident that Mayor was concerned about with the May report, I believe it was.
Okay.
And they said they cannot. I think it was a bike accident with the vehicle,
Okay.
and they said they cannot provide any information.
So I'm looking
Pretty
at
sure
it,
the
there were
public
like
records.
3 injuries that they mentioned. A lot of accidents. So Hicks and Middle Neck Road, Middle Neck Road and Preston, Middle Neck Road and Woolies, Ellard and Forest, East Shore Road and Vista Hill, Middle Neck Road and Croydon, Baker Hill and Hampshire. There's a stop sign there, right?
Yes, Mayor, that's the one that happened in the afternoon of the
The
village election.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that was, oh my God, that was horrible. East Shore Road and Vista Hill.
Is that person okay?
East Shore Road and Vista Hill.
You don't know.
I do not have any information.
Middle Neck Road and Hicks Lane. Middle Neck Road and Piccadilly. Baker Hill and Hampshire, another one?
Yes, because that's where people go down the hill on the Baker Hill Road in Hampshire. It's the side road that comes out.
There's a four-way stop sign there?
No, that we're talking about Baker Hill right here.
It's just on the.
You are referring to Hampshire and Fairview. That
No,
there's a four-way.
Baker Hill and Hampshire here
Does not have a
there's
four-way
it's two-way.
on the side streets on the Hampshire side.
Right, so I think, what is the other stop sign is down on this side, right? There's a the stop sign by the school?
Yes, and
And
then
the-
the next one is by Fairview. Park Place does not have, and they come up the hill, they do not have a stop sign there.
No, here, this is Baker Hill and Hampshire. This is, yeah, Baker Hill and Hampshire is just here, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Is there a street in between? There's another one, there's one more
No,
street.
the school. After Hampshire, the school.
So
Oh,
there's-
there's one more in the other direction.
Right,
Just
there's one
going,
more
south.
going down this way. So
You're talking about going into south?
Yeah, going
Yeah.
south. Yeah, I think there is.
I can pull up the map if you would like.
I think we need to, I mean, two accidents in the same place, this is not
Right.
the first time, and I don't know how many accidents we
No,
had
but
on
one of
Baker
those
Hill and Hampshire.
accidents, somebody lost consciousness. That was considered the cause of the accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't think that you should consider that a result of the intersection.
So if you would like to look at the map right here, so this is where the village hall is, right here. The two accidents happened here. And then,
So there's a stop sign right there, all the way at that intersection, and then we have 1, 2, 3 roads going south, right?
each
And then-
one has,
No, is
yeah.
it-
No, no, no.
Ruxton, there's one at Ruxton.
So yes, there's a stop sign here.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I think so. At Warwick.
That's Warwick.
No, there's a stop sign
At Ruxton by the school, isn't it?
Hey, where you would like to look, I'll just drop it. So, oops. Sorry about that.
Just on the side streets.
Well, if you have too many, people stop obeying
Yeah,
all
no,
of them.
I know. I just, right, okay.
Should I?
I did make a phone call to the police commissioner and asked him to increase the patrolling because many people are complaining about people not yielding to the stop sign rules and speeding on multiple different areas. And I do-
U-turns.
Right, U-turns and speeding on Broca and other places, beach. I did hear that there was significant increase, and I don't know how many summons were issued. I think we'll find out in a month how many summons were issued because of it.
A court will get a copy of every summons that is issued. If you would like, I can ask the court clerk
Yeah,
to
if we can have it for the next time. I
to
would like
provide the
see what
number of
happens.
summons that were
Because
issued.
I hate this. This is not to give summons to people, but really it's becoming crazy dangerous to.
To do it.
Okay.
Yep, it's a public
All right.
record.
Okay. Anyone has questions on the police?
No, I just wanted to mention, only because it's been a concern to a lot of people in the village who have been talking to me about it and bringing it up to all of us, that there was an incident in the Village Green today with one of the resident inebriated individuals. This guy apparently, well, I shouldn't go into the history of it, but he was arrested today and supposedly sent to a hospital for evaluation. but the problem is getting worse and worse. And we've been in touch with the Parks Department, 6th Precinct. Today there were 3 or 4 Nassau County police cars in the park, along with park security. And hopefully they're going to make a dent, but I don't think so, after living there many years. Hold on, yeah, Deanne?
What about the police cruising on our streets? They haven't been there since they went back to their precinct. We never see a police car.
I agree. Well, the police are also, they've been in, first of all, I do see them in the village a lot.
Closer to Middle Neck.
Yeah, but they're where the action is probably. But in this particular instance, they have sent pop units. They've really tried to make an effort, but obviously, the police can't set up a permanent station in the village green. I think we have several factors contributing to the fact that this has easy access to beer, and it's just a situation that we've lived with for decades, and I don't see it going away.
I actually met with the police in the 6th precinct, not this Friday, previous Friday, and they actually increased the pop officer for the entire area from 2 to 4. So I have 4 pop officers to monitor the whole Great Neck area, and I asked them to increase security and patrol, and they have been in the last 10 days or so have increased police presence in that area. So I'm pretty sure you'll see fairly soon that there's more police around.
And then you'll hear
If you need
complaints.
specific area, you can let me know, and I'll mention that to them to make sure.
Okay, I just have to tell you about something. The other day, I was driving down Arundel to Middle Neck. There were cars. There could have been a terrible accident from every direction. There were cars coming on the red light, on the no light, on the right. I mean, there must have been 15 cars there, and if one person had gone too fast, it would have been. It's got to stop.
But you can't have a dedicated police officer monitoring any intersection, right?
Maybe if they did it a couple times, it would stop it.
Anyway,
All right. Well, they also mentioned that there are undercover cops that are going
Fine,
around
please.
as well. They also mentioned that there are undercover cars that are going around. So as per the commissioner, that has significantly increased their presence. Some are just regular cars that are going around, and then some are undercover. So I don't know. You may not be able to see them, but according to him, there has been a significant increase. So we'll see. All right. Thank you. We do have the old business. We did have the tax associaries that we had a discussion with last time. I would like to, if possible, to have a quick executive session, advice of counsel.
Yes, I think you had asked Mr. Donato to be present, I think, originally. And we'll go inside for executive
Right.
session on that. Very good.
Right, very good, thank you. why and how he came up with this the assessment values and the refund. I think there are certain issues that we can't really fight with. So if you can just explain that. please.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor, for having me, trustees. Based on New York State law, there's a process that has to be followed to value apartment buildings within New York State. It's based on the income approach, not the market approach. So you're required to look at the income that's produced from the rentals in the building. You apply a capitalization rate, you apply a tax loading, expenses, and you come up to a value. This is all fine if you were permitted to use market-derived variables such as vacancy, such as expenses, and especially such as cap rate, which is what a builder would expect to get back on a typical development. Nassau County courts basically over the years have come down to a set of parameters that you have to abide by to value these properties. The biggest factor is the capitalization rate. The courts typically will take for an apartment building about 7 to 8% capitalization rate, where a builder would normally get anywhere from 2.5 to 4%. Tremendous difference in value. So when you look at these properties on a unit basis of, I think it's like $95,000 or $97,000 a unit, I agree. It sounds ridiculous, all right, and it's insulting, all right. If he was to sell these properties, he would probably be getting $250,000, $300,000 a unit based on sales, all right. But unfortunately, our hands are tied. We have to follow what the state mandates, and if we don't follow what the courts have already outlined for us, the certiorari attorneys are just going to say, okay, we'll stop negotiating. We'll take you to court. Now, if we go to court, you're going to have to hire an expert witness, an appraiser, to value the property. You're going to have to retain special counsel to defend the village in the lawsuit. If you lose, you got to pay the refunds, lower the assessment, and interest for all the years pending. I believe most of these cases were 6 years, and I think court interest I believe it's 9% per annum. So the expenses can escalate real quick compared to the exposure that we had in these settlements. I believe for the apartment buildings, one was 5,000, one was 6,000.
Right.
Okay, so by settling these cases in an agreement, a stipulation, or an informal setting, the village saves a tremendous amount of money rather than proceeding to legal.
John, would it be fair to say that even though the words are that assessed value and market value are the same, for purposes of taxation, the so-called market value or the value placed on these buildings is not the value that might occur in an arm's length sale?
I definitely agree,
And
Peter.
that's because the state law restricts what you're allowed to consider when you go to value these units for tax purposes.
Correct. And what I displayed to the board, if you noticed, all the units were relatively valued the same. So as long as we're treating everybody the same or fairly, all right, the assessment's kind of working, I guess you would say.
So they're getting assessed, if you divide it, it's going to be about $100,000 per apartment.
Correct.
But if you want to really buy those apartments, you're saying that really it's going to be 354. Right. Very good. Excellent.
Welcome to New York.
That's right. Okay. All right.
Thank you. With that explanation, is there
The
a motion?
gubernatorial election is next year?
I'm sorry.
The gubernatorial election is next year, 20.
Gubernatorial?
Yeah. Very good. Okay.
With that explanation, is there a motion to approve the proposed settlement for 149 Steamboat Road?
So move.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, unanimous. And is there a motion to approve the settlement proposed for 320 East Shore Road?
So move.
Moved by trustee Hope, seconded by trustee Mendelson. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And the last, is there a motion to approve the proposed settlement for 825 Middle Neck Road?
So move.
Moved by trustee Hope, seconded by trustee Mendelson. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions?
None.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Um, Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you,
for
Mayor.
coming.
Thank you, trustees.
Thanks.
Have a good
Have a
evening.
good
Good night, Tom.
If you don't have anybody from Potters you want to go with?
Dr. Dr.
Yeah, okay. All right, we move to 503 Middle Neck Road,
Dr. Abraham?
noise compliant. Yeah, we're gonna go back to it. We get back to it. He's here, and they're not.
Carl Abraham, 3 Baker Hill Road. Okay, before I get into my complaint, I'd like to just, because I haven't seen it, congratulate Mayor Brom and Abral, excuse me, and all the board members that were reelected.
Oh,
I
thank you.
haven't seen anything in any of the papers, but we were happy that you were reelected. Okay, now, with reference to this complaint has been going on for many years. It didn't just start this year. I would say for the last, I guess, 25 years or more, the complaint has been going in with reference to the noise in the alley with the HVAC systems that they have behind Bagel Hut. The noise level is not one that stops at all during the day. It goes on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without stopping, whether the store is open or closed. And speaking in behalf of all of the neighbors, Ms. Levian, Mr. Ben Elihu, Brian Sagadapour, all these people, they live on Baker Hill Road and Berkshire Road and Margot Court, all the way up to Margot Court. If you, just to give you an idea of what the noise level is, it's well over 60 decibels 100 feet away, and you can actually hear the noise on Berkshire Road in the evening. That's how loud the noise is. First of all, in my opinion, based upon my experience, the systems were put in without a C of O. They were defectively designed, and there's no way to fix them except to move them. They have to be moved up to the roof and not on the first floor or in the alley. The noisiest one happens to be the one behind Bagel Hut. And I know that's not in legally because I've never seen anything like that before. If you look at the village code, there's a violation involved here. One is with reference to the village code section 391-1 declaration of the policy, section M. The use of any apparatus which produces or other sound which, as measured in accordance with ANSI SI 1.6-1984, inside any adjacent or neighboring building or any adjacent or neighboring residential unit is in excess of 45 decibels as measured with a sound level meter. As I stated previously, I've measured it all the time. Every time I go there, it's about 60 decibels. It should be noted that the measurement made with a certified sound meter measured closely to 60 decibels. However, the actual code relating to the complaint of all of the neighbors relates directly to Section S. Section S, may I read it? Any other noise of such character, intensity, and duration as to be detrimental to the life or health of any reasonable person of normal sensitivities or contrary to the public welfare is prohibited. Okay? Going back to 1999, I've known many of the people, mayors, over the last, from about 1975 on. I've worked with a few of them. In the past, a building inspector, Mr. Handel, issued violations in 1999 relating to the operation of any machinery, equipment, pump, fan, exhaust fan, attic fan, air conditioner, compressor, or similar mechanical device in such a manner as to create any noise exceeding 35 decibels at the adjoining property. I attached a notice that was issued in 1999 to the complaint designating all of the people on Middle Neck, on Bacon Hill Road and Berkshire Road and Margot Court. This is a violation that was issued in 1999, giving you an idea of what was required in those years. We are constantly annoyed with the noise. When I have a nice backyard, horticulture is my hobby. I can't bring guests back there. It's so noisy in the afternoon. It's like a train running through endlessly on a continuous basis. And we're all experiencing this for many, many years. And I'm aware of the fact that they've been given a violation, they've been given warnings. They ignore the violations, they ignore the warnings. They don't care. They rather pay a fine. A fine is not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is a correction so that we can live with some peace without any noise whatsoever. My neighbor, who's sitting in the back, she lives at 1. Her windows vibrate at night. The noise is loud. It's unfair to all of us. I would like to know what the intention is of the board with reference to correcting this complaint, the defective installation of something that doesn't have a system that doesn't have a C of O. And I'd like to recommend that a fine will not handle or be a solution to a problem. It has to be rectified completely, which means that it must be removed and redirected to the top of the roof.
Thank you, Dr. Abraham. Steve, I know that this has been going on for a while and we have a discussion. I know that you have given the notice and summons.
Correct.
And what is the next step that you take?
The court date is August 11th, so we'll be going to court on that day. I had spoke to the owner of this business and explained to him, please have someone come out and service this exhaust fan to see if you can quiet it down. It could be something, if it's on the unit or something. If not, it's going to have to be moved. He said he would look into it, he would do it. He said, we said, no, it's a violation. I haven't gotten anywhere, so we issued the summons. Now that it's in court, I have to wait till it goes to court.
Is it true that it was installed without a C of O? Well, certificate of completion.
Yeah, I think Steve and I went over the file, and we could not.
Came in and looked at the file and everything else. I don't know because I have to review the records. It doesn't necessarily mean it's in the file. It could be in the computer.
No, it's going to be old.
Yeah, it's so old. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we looked at.
When did we start requiring certificates of completion? It used to be a permit situation without CCs. I think it was like the 70s. What's that? Okay.
I mean, I'm hoping that he will show up to the court. Assuming he does not show up to the court, what is at the
Remedy.
Well, if the structure required a permit or certificate and doesn't have it, and if he ignores the court summonses, which are really just penalties for violating the law, but don't enjoin him from continuing violation, the board could authorize me to go into court to seek an injunction for him to remedy the situation. There are issues with doing that I would prefer to discuss with the board in executive session, but the potential remedy is an action for an injunction against the owner requiring him to remedy the violation rather than merely punish him for allowing it to continue.
Yeah, may I just, I think that that's the proper way to do it. I happen to know Steve since he's a little boy.
Not me.
I know, not that Steve, that Steve that owns the business. I know his father well, and they're nice people. Okay, I don't want to do anything to hurt him, but the fact is, you can't go on because he's annoying everybody. We can't live like this. I put $500,000 into my house. I gutted my house. It took me 15 years.
Did you have a permit?
Permit for everything. Oh, C of O for everything. Oh, you got to be kidding. Anyhow, it's not funny, but the fact is, and I got a nice backyard and got everything that I need back there. I can't use it. We can't sit back there. And people next to me, the neighbors, are constantly complaining. The only way to do that, if I might recommend it, if you do it correctly, he has to remove what he has and bring the noise to the roof towards Middle Neck Road, away from the buildings, the private people. That is the correct way to do it. What he has now, there's no way to rectify it. None. He said he put a cage around it. He put a piece of metal around it. It's noisier now than ever before. So my thing is, I don't want to put him out of business. The idea is he has to know that he should be given a certain amount of time, just as a recommendation, to put in a new system. Let the old system go while he puts in a new system. And as soon as the new system is in, he removes the old system. That's all that has to be done.
And you said it's August 11th? Are you
Yeah,
available on August
I'm
11th?
available. I'm not here to run into court and tell the judge what to do, because this is a new judge. He won't know what to do anyhow. But the fact is, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that in a negative way. He has to learn how to deal with the people here. There's no question. We welcome him as a judge. It's about time we got a new judge anyhow. Okay? So it's a nice thing that happened. So he'll learn how to be a judge, but nothing negative is going to happen with reference, nothing positive, excuse me, is going to happen before a judge. Just paying a fine is not enough.
I agree. I don't think it should be just a fine. I don't even know what the fine is going to be.
It wouldn't be.
do you know what
I
the-
think that we should probably, I know that you don't want to hurt the business, but you can't have it both ways, it seems like.
Yes, we can.
No, well, first, I think that you might have to take the action to enjoin him to fix this, to remedy the situation. That would be the lawsuit.
Yes, but during the remedy, we don't mind if the remedy is going to take place. He can continue to use the noisy one
That
until
could
the
be
new
dis-
one is put in.
That could be discussed.
There is also, of course, the option of this gentleman instituting civil litigation himself to enjoin his neighbor against a public nuisance.
He doesn't want to do that.
I
Yes.
understand, but that is another option.
I don't like that option, because I think it's the responsibility of the village to take this on,
I agree.
not a personal
I agree.
situation.
No, I agree. So we're gonna,
Who's here on August 11th?
I'll be around.
August 11th is a court date.
I know.
Probably Judge Kerr.
Do you know what
The bottom line is,
No.
I would like to know what the intention of
Is
the
there a court
board
date
would
between
be
tomorrow
here,
and August 11th?
rather than go back and continue with this nonsense.
Right.
So
So I don't
the
know if
first
the
2
board
weeks?
can make that decision. I can say
To enjoin him from continuing the violation and directing him to remedy it.
Correct. So I think that's something I would like for you, Steve, to speak to the other Steve and let him know that that is something that we are considering. And, we're hoping that he actually does the right thing and do what is that he needs to do in order to really.
In the past, he's been.
I know he's been great, and I know that every time we asked him to do something, he's been fair and he's done it. But I think this has been going on a little bit too long. And I don't know what the cost would be. I don't know. If it's simple, it's not. But regardless, I think it has gotten to a point that it's.
My experience, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that the new equipment that is being made today is much quieter
Right.
and more efficient.
No, but I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about actually repiping everything to go from
I
installation.
understand, all of that would have to be done.
Right. So
But
that's
you have
the
to
cost of-
accommodate his residents.
And also, you
It's
also
gotta be
have to
done.
realize, as far as it goes with the power that it uses, the new machines use, it's so much, it's less, it's a lot more efficient and
He's got to put duct, but he puts external ductwork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
goes to Nassau County Farm Marshal.
Right.
doesn't he have external ductwork already?
I think so.
There is, but this unit happens to be on the ground.
It's on the ground running right to the roof.
What do you mean right to the roof? Is there a duct going to the roof?
A duct right to the roof, and the noise is on, right on the ground surface of the alley.
No, what he's saying is it comes out and it's sitting on the ground. It's not running to the roof. It's on, the actual unit is on the ground.
So what so
the
it
unit's
just
on the
blows
ground,
up the air
but-
in from that level,
Yes,
not from the roof up.
correct. It's supposed to be a duct going up the building.
So there's no duct there.
No, it just comes out of the building.
Comes out of the building, the
Into a-
machine, right, and then it
to an exhaust
blows it out.
Yeah, blows into exhaust fan.
Mm-hmm.
It blows out the sides of the exhaust fan.
Hmm.
And apparently one of the building inspectors that passed it asked to put some sort of sound barrier around it. Whatever they put there, I think, heightens the sound.
Yeah, if it's metal.
Well, it
I
was
think it does.
metal, but
Good
there
metal.
are, there are products that are made out of
No, but I think,
polymers.
you know what, if it's an old unit, I think it's probably.
Yeah, it's
you know what,
30
let's see
30
what
to
happens
40
on-
years old.
Yeah, let's see what happens on the 11th. I think Steve, I would like for you to speak to him, what the council has advised us, and I think hopefully he'll take that more seriously.
By the way, that's excellent advice.
Okay.
He's very good, by the way.
Okay, excellent.
I'll see you later for a thank you.
No, I mean that.
Thank you for.
I didn't say that lightly.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Good night. Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
So we can get back to Potter's Lane, right? We have other people who are waiting, so let's get done with those.
Yes,
Um,
so regarding Potter's Lane, Mayor and the board passed a resolution last time, or voted on a resolution to direct the DPW to remove the signs there on a condition that a search should be made to make sure there was nothing in the minutes of the BZA or the planning board or the BOT directing the DPW to put those signs there. I went back and I looked through many years of minutes, as well as taking out planning board and BZA files from the storage that we have. Originally in 1990s, the subdivision was approved. In 1995, the Potter's Court was accepted by the village as a village street. In 1999, further subdivision was approved without the mention of a parking restrictions. The only mention of it is in 2007, as you could see in the minutes in front of you. On October 2nd, 2007, the parking enforcement at the time came in front of the board and notified the board of some issues with parking at the location. This was further discussed on October 16th, as you could see at the bottom of the page on the minutes. And the discussion was that the Mayor Kreitzman suggested that parking be prohibited on both sides of Potter's Lane, but they did not decide on putting any signs that night.
Court, is it, we're talking about Potter's Court or Potter's Lane?
Potter's Court.
You keep saying Potter's Lane. Court.
It says Potter's Court here.
And on that night, it was decided that people on the cul-de-sac should be called to the village to come and discuss it. I looked further on November 20th, 2007, and anything after that, I did not see anything in any of the minutes that requires the DPW to put any signs there.
Okay. So what happened?
Why are the signs up?
Anything, I just go plant signs because I feel like planting them. Somebody told us to put the signs there. Whether you found the information or not, somebody told us to put them there. We would not have put signs up there. And when Len Barron was here, there was a whole debacle with that street, and the guy was pulling the signs out and throwing them into the bushes. One of the
I remember that.
residents there.
I remember
Oh,
that.
a resident did it.
Resident.
I thought you said Glenn Barron did it.
No.
I was like, Glenn wasn't that strong. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I just point out, at that time, many of the residents came to complain about synagogue parking on Saturdays and the festivals on Potter's Lane, Potter's Court, Street Court, and so on. That's probably what
No, but
But
if they,
what-
if
what
the,
triggered
right,
that?
if the board did not order it, then the board didn't order
This
it.
I don't know, but there
Right.
was a lot of
All right,
discussion.
I mean, right now they're,
When they had built that, I don't know what it is, preschool, when they had built that preschool, there was a lot of talk back then about the cars parking there, and, then they removed a bunch of
I mean,
trees across the street.
I think right now the,
I personally vaguely remember this coming up. I don't remember, and it's a little shocking to me that I don't, but I don't remember how it came up and how we resolved it. I do remember the issue of signage going up in.
but they're saying that the signage went up on the sides, but
Yeah,
not on the
no.
back.
Right.
So the other question is now, these are the residents that are coming and asking for this not to be there, not
Correct,
people
that
who
now
are
you're
parking
getting-
there. So, you know what, listen, if the residents are asking for these signs to be removed, and they're willing to risk the fact that the people that go to the temples may park on their street, it's their street.
Well, I don't know if it's just a matter of the temples, it's a matter of getting an emergency vehicle to be able.
No,
to
but
park.
that, I think that we,
That's,
right.
that's a cul-de-sac, just like any other cul-de-sac that we.
But the other cul-de-sacs,
Talks about.
based on the discussion last time, the other cul-de-sacs are, cars are allowed to park. So if that's the case, it doesn't make sense that it's,
I don't know if that's true.
Well, they gave the examples of Merrill Lane
Right.
and,
Merrill Lane is a much bigger cul-de-sac.
Morris Lane, Kathy Lane, all of those.
The two other parallel court.
Morris is not a cul-de-sac. Reed Court is a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, they list Reed Court.
It's also a much bigger circumference.
You mean at the end of
Kathy
the.
is a bigger circumference.
is there a way that we can get the exact circumference somehow? Is there a way that we can calculate, not calculate, but just see the difference?
I think this was brought down, was discussed last time by Brian also. Brian and myself went there, and also I believe he mentioned in the last meeting,
That is the same,
if not bigger.
right.
Yeah,
So-
it's bigger.
Which one is bigger?
I think Potter's Court is bigger.
Potter's Court is
Yeah.
bigger.
Bigger than what?
What was the other lane?
Kathy Lane.
Kathy.
I don't think so.
Kathy and Reed
The bulb
Court.
of the
The
cul-de-sac.
end of it.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I think Potter's Court is bigger.
that's what I said.
No, I'm sorry,
No.
he's right. I think Kathy Lane is bigger. Friends live over there. I think it's very much bigger.
Listen, you can, it's a simple thing to measure.
Yeah.
So can we just measure it and see? And also, you know what, obviously it has to meet the fire code. If it meets the fire code, then before we do anything else, it has to meet the fire code.
Those signs were put in when they subdivided that. That used to be just an alleyway with a house on that side, and then they put that next house.
Right, I mean,
in it.
listen, I don't know what
Especially
happened.
because there's only one house on that cul-de-sac.
There's one house in the cul-de-sac.
In the cul-de-sac.
There was the house that's in the cul-de-sac, that was just a driveway.
Right, and it
It
became,
was separated by a little grass median with utility poles in it, as opposed to, what is now Potter's Court. It was just basically two driveways. And when they split that property up, that's when it became the village road, and that's probably when they told it to put the signs up.
Right, but he didn't find it. So, you know, before we do anything else, when they put it, how they put it, if they had to put it or not, or who voted for it, I think the most important thing is to find out if the circumference is enough for the fire apparatus to get through. If that is okay, if they can get the cars through safely, then that's, at that time, we can have a discussion to see if those signs should be removed or not. If the fire cars, trucks can actually get in and get out safely, and they're going to be able to park, then we can have that discussion. Until then, I don't think we should have a discussion.
Mayor, at the last
I don't
meeting,
I don't think there's parking on either side of the road either going in.
There's no parking there's parking, I think, on one side, right? One side there is. So,
West side, I think.
right, so, right. So to me, I just need to make sure that the trucks can go through. Based on our last discussion, we said that the trucks can get through safely. Now, if we have to get, you know, H2M to tell us that they can get through safely, then we get H2M. Just tell us if that they can go or not. I mean, it should not be a big deal.
Well, did you check in when the properties were subdivided as to
I did.
But that's at this time I think it's irrelevant. If the people would like to remove the signs and the trucks can go through without an issue, I don't have a problem removing those signs.
Yeah.
Again, it has to be safe. If it's not, then I'm not interested to even consider it. So
Can-
based on our last discussion, it is that
Right,
it
so
was.
that's what I want to point out. The last discussion, it was for the DPW to remove it unless there's anything in the minutes indicating that they should be a sign.
Right, and that was, we were under the impression that this circumference was larger than the other ones. Now,
Right.
I'm getting conflicting information, and I'm not gonna go there and personally measure it, because
No,
I do have my measuring tool in the car. Maybe
But
should
I
do
think
that.
Lou was also suggesting the possibility that it was a condition of the approval of the subdivision.
That's what I was.
But it's
that's
not,
what
he's saying it's
I
not there.
read I read the minutes as well as.
Of the
I
planning
read
board, or?
I read the transcript of that subdivision, and there's nothing mentioning. There's a mention of contributions to the park fund, but there's
Right.
nothing about the streets.
Was that a planning board minutes, or
Yes, it's a transcript of the planning board.
of the village planning board?
Mhm.
Yes.
Thank you.
By the way, there are 5 driveways on Cathy Lane, on that cul-de-sac. 5 driveways and only 1 on Potter's Court. So, if anything, I think Potter's Court could probably, yeah, accommodate.
I don't know, you can't go based on that.
I wouldn't say much bigger.
Abraham, Abraham?
No, you can't use that.
I can't, you can't.
That doesn't work.
No, I need to know exactly. You need to go and see the circumference, and really you should get the H2O to take a look at it. If not, the building. I mean, you can possibly do it also. I mean, you can come and say, this is the circumference, and according to our codes, it's okay for a truck to go through, even if you park a car. I mean, we do have those codes. I mean, it's a state code. It's right. You can, and find out if that's something that we can, then we'll discuss it. I don't think it should be anything, he didn't find anything with the, in the planning board or BZA. And I think that's the next step. Just please find out, and then we can have that report next time. Okay, so for that, we're going to table that, if you guys don't mind, until the next meeting. Okay, next. Okay,
Next item is a sign application for 623 Middle Neck Road.
Hi, how are you?
hello,
Hi.
good evening.
So,
Just name and address, please, for the,
my name is Dan Nissan, and I'm the sign contractor.
yes, okay, please, go ahead.
And it's basically a face change. There's a old plastic face from Tech Prime is getting replaced with this sign, the
Okay.
Advanced Care.
Okay.
It's an existing illuminated sign.
Yeah, we haven't been allowing illuminating signs.
It's just there. I mean,
I know it's
you
there.
can connect it, disconnect it. I don't even know if it works.
Oh.
It's just a face change. That's all I know.
It's not attractive.
Huh?
Does it work?
I don't think so. It works.
So you just want to put a plastic thing in front of whatever that is?
Correct.
Right.
Instead, yeah.
Well, no, you're not allowed to have the phone number. We have it here anyway, on the other part. But so we haven't done this for forever, right?
Backlit signs?
The backlit signs.
No, but it's also
Yeah.
less than expired.
Everfresh's sign is a backlit sign. It's
Sorry?
channel letters, but it's a backlit sign.
Which one?
There's a lot of them. Everfresh.
Everfresh is
the
not.
hardware store.
Right.
What's it called?
So some of them are actually grandfathered. Some of them aren't. I don't
So
know.
shouldn't this be
Everfresh is
grandfathered?
backlit line.
Everfresh is backlit, but they have the new LED. It's a
Right.
different look.
Right. Right.
Well, it's channel letters.
Yes, but this is a fluorescent backlit sign. So
So put LEDs in it. It doesn't really matter. It does the
Is
same
there
thing.
is there any way?
It's not a. It's the look. It's gonna look the same.
Is there? But then I hate giving business owners a hard time, but is there a way that we can make this a little bit nicer?
What do you mean? Just the
mean,
the design of the box?
Forget the box. Can we just get rid of the box?
You get a better sign.
There's no wall.
My nicer sign.
There's no wall?
There's no flat wall. See what's behind it?
Oh, it's saying you can't put anything flat on it.
You can't put anything flat on it. You'd have to put you'd have to make another flat sign.
But can it be
Well,
going?
you could do like third dimension here,
I'm sorry.
an awning. Like the,
You know, I see.
the hair salon
Yeah.
next to it. See
You
that?
want an awning?
Well, what do you think?
Or that, but that is also.
I'll do whatever. I mean, it's not.
I'm not saying. Again, we want to help the business owners.
I mean, this
A lot
is
of
the
people
most
don't.
economical
A
way.
lot of people don't believe that, but we also want to help the village
Yeah.
be more attractive. Okay. You have an opportunity here. It's your business. You want to
It covers the.
make it pop, right?
No, it doesn't. It's gonna go down now.
You tell me.
They will be able to see it this way too. That
They won't be able to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what the costs. I know if it's cost prohibitive to do the awning. Listen, I think you have brought really an amazing. I don't want to call it a business, but a practice to Middle Neck Road, especially during the time of COVID. I think you guys were really instrumental in checking and testing, and now I think you're giving the vaccines. So it's not really not trying to give you a hard time, but I think putting an awning is going to give it a much warmer, richer feeling than what it's there. And I know that the Tech Prime had this sign, but Tech Prime is there from what 50 years now. So, yeah. So I don't know if you want to use that. There are many different signs. You can even use these separate letters. I don't know the cost.
Yeah, no.
I don't
Whatever
know
you
the
have,
cost.
you
You're
have
the
no
sign
wall
man.
to put it on.
Right.
You need to put some kind of backing.
What? Right.
Yeah, this is a piece of plastic with applied
Right,
letters.
right.
There's nothing to it. But we don't want the cheapest route necessarily. We want the nicest route.
But again,
But you're trying to go forward.
Right. It's from 50 years ago.
How do you propel
What
the
is this
village
now?
forward and make it look nicer?
What is this? That's
Stephen, what do you think?
No, this
I don't think it looks bad for what it is,
I've got a suggestion.
but to make it nicer, you have to put letters on sticking out.
Or the awning? Did you see the awning?
Well, the awning is
The
nice.
awning. Of course,
Like
you know, the
Eden
awning
Farm
is so
too,
much better.
or Toys has,
Really?
It covers the window a little bit.
they have their own.
It's a medical office. You're not supposed to see in the window.
Yeah.
I've got a suggestion.
Yeah.
Can we talk to
I
them?
went to enough design school.
Can we meet with them?
So
in
I have a
private?
suggestion. Let's see, how can I do? Let me go over. Okay, take this off. See this depression in here? Have a small, like a little, almost like a small line, very small. Over here, it would come out, you'd look at it, you'd see it, and it wouldn't be across the whole building. It would, I mean, it'd still be across here, but it would be small, it wouldn't be sticking out, sore thumb. And that's what this does.
But what would you write on it?
Whatever you need to write on it.
How much room do you have?
Pardon me?
How much room would you have? How many square feet?
Well, you've got from here to here probably. Probably is almost the same thing.
No, you
No,
got
it's
more
not.
than that.
It's about a foot. That thing's only 2 feet
No, you
tall.
can come down to the top of the door.
No, but you could bring it down to this line, and bring it down to here.
That's a foot.
It's about the same thing as it is now.
No, it's not. But if you say so.
By the way,
This
we
dimension
recently
and
allowed
this
this.
dimension to here is
It's
approximately.
about 16 inches.
Anyhow, it would look a lot better. Doesn't matter.
But it's nice, but it's a little bit more artistic.
You want to change the colors?
No.
Well, take a look at Epic, which is Tubular's name. I don't know if you have the,
Abraham, could you put up the street view? I actually, if you're asking me, I would say the awning is much nicer.
3621, is it?
No, it is nice.
Mhm.
Well, awning, alright.
Yeah.
In the meantime, while Abraham's looking for this, I'm gonna ask for executive session.
Okay.
Okay?
Well,
Anybody?
617, sorry.
Kenny?
Okay.
We go to executive session?
Okay.
Thanks.
We'll come back. Oh,
Very short.
Yeah, very short. First of all, you're saying we had a policy, no telephone numbers. You've got 3 telephone
no,
numbers
before we get to
there.
3 telephone numbers, we have other issues. So let's address that. That's a
And then
simple
we've
thing to
got-
address.
Thank you, Gene.
Windows, what, 25% reduced?
Gene, we get to that now. We're not discussing that. You have to remember, stick to the point. We're discussing the design, and we're going to discuss everything else.
Well,
Just
this
begin.
is a design.
That's not the sign that they're applying for.
Tell him to talk to Steve. Yeah. Okay. You?
Um, I think because of certain issues, I think I would like for you to speak to the building department to get some direction of which direction we can go with the signs. I know this used to be there.
Well, what do you want? I can
No,
put an awning
we-
and
It's not
cover
that-
the whole thing.
We'd like you to talk to
No,
Steve
I
and
think it's
get
good
direction.
to get some direction. I don't like to tell people what I want. I can tell you what direction the board is going. See, you have to realize.
I mean, you gave me. I'll give you an example.
Well, let me just finish before.
There's a really
Let me
ugly
let me
sign
just
that you
let me
made
j-
me
let
make.
let
Go
me
on,
just
fine.
let me just finish.
Yeah.
So the way we have been trying to make the village more attractive. Obviously, one of the most important things are the signs that go up. This sign looks very retro from years ago.
It's just a box. Yeah, I understand.
But
And
we keep
that's the
we're saying
problem
the
is
same
that-
thing.
the
We know it's
problem is that
retro, we know it's just a box.
You see, we like to take pride on our village and say that we would like to have something that is much nicer than just a box. That is the direction we like to go. I think because of the significance the office has and what it has brought to Village of Great Neck, we would like it to also show on what is going to be on the awning or the sign. Now, as far as what is acceptable, Steve can give you a direction of different materials and different styles that you then can choose and say, okay, fine, we like this style, let's go with this style. I don't like to tell you to do this. If you want me to, I can actually discuss it with the board and say, okay, fine, these are the things that we think you should do. But you can actually sit down with him. He can tell you, okay, this other one, and I can discuss it. I can send him or I can send you what we believe the direction of the village is.
Just.
We're not looking for Times Square. You know, just but something in a different direction, nicer. Please talk to Steve. He knows what we're
This
talking
is a
about.
matter of taste.
Yes.
So I think you should decide because obviously it's your taste.
Okay, so
I mean,
if that
really, that's what
that's
you're saying.
okay. That's not a problem. You know what?
I mean, that's
I
what you're
can
saying.
I can discuss it either with him or I can discuss it with Steve or the board. I can send different. I'm not going to put it this way. I'm not going to decide what he has to put. I can give him. This is the way
Suggestion.
because you have to choose at the end. Different materials that can be used, different styles that we are interested, in, and then you guys can decide.
Yeah, we'll provide different options and then.
Right. That's good.
I mean, if you want to do an awning, an awning. I just.
Well, I'm saying, why don't we do this? I don't think are you in rush to have a sign up?
Is not the rush to have a sign, but first of all, okay, that the people they cannot find us. Okay, if one car is just parking in front of the office, they cannot find us, and because the building also doesn't have a number on it. Okay,
It's right there
and
next to it.
because it's the building costs 621, 623. Okay, even you put it on the GPS, okay, 623 doesn't come up. Okay,
Right.
because it used to be a one store, okay, before, and now they divided to two stores.
Come on.
Now that's
Oh,
that's
it.
what I
Right.
wanted to be just clear for the people to see it. The reason that they came to this because it was a simple thing. It was there that we thought maybe this was allowed to put it in, and then we just change the face. Okay, but if you have to come, we have to show up another time for this meeting. It gets a couple of
You don't
hours.
have
okay,
to. That's what we're saying, right? If you could discuss it
Yeah,
with
we
Steve.
can, you know what?
But-
I can send you.
If you send me whatever that
Right,
is
so
acceptable by
what-
you guys,
today
I
is
don't
Tuesday.
mind. Okay, what it was
Let's
as
say-
long as it's gonna show the business. Okay,
Right. So by the end of the week, we have something sent to you. How's that?
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
Sounds good. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
The next item on the agenda is a sign permit application for a property located at 143 Steamboat Road. This is the rendering of the outside of the building.
Didn't know it's so complicated. It's sign approved.
6, 10, 7. Okay. Ah.
It's the outdoor sign.
Okay. It's the JCC. Okay.
Thank you for putting some thought into it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's very attractive.
I like it.
Motion to approve?
Can I see the other screen?
Those are the
You're all invited
Oh, the
indoor.
interior. Yeah, I like it.
You're all invited very soon for the grand opening, officially. We'll let you know when that happens very soon.
Okay. I'm good.
I like it.
Good?
Is there a motion to
Spice up
approve?
the area a little bit. It's a little bit drab, so we want to give some color. And
Is that a light, over the JCC?
there is a light up there. Yeah, it'll just be on the night.
A motion to approve has been made by trustee Hope and seconded by trustee Cashy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And is this the rec center on East
Yes.
Road?
No, Steamboat.
Steamboat Road,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Isn't that the about on East Shore Road? that
It's two
owns that?
separate locations.
Two separate, well, which is this one?
On Steamboat Road.
It's not the old tennis.
It is the old
The old
That's on
That's what I
Steamboat.
thought it was.
No, you said East Shore Road, Steamboat
Yeah,
Road.
I know, it's Steamboat, but
Right.
it's the old tennis.
Correct.
Yes.
That's going to be the rec center, right?
Correct.
So anybody can come to that rec center?
Tomorrow, yeah.
No, I don't mean tomorrow, I mean anybody can come
The
in
next
and
day
play
can go.
basketball or whatever. You don't have to belong to the East Shore Road about.
Nope.
Okay.
I can't even go.
Wow.
Everyone is welcome.
Every family has come.
All right. And then there's
Challenging you to one
signage
Okay.
request
Anything else?
for Fairview and Woodburn.
Fairview and what is
Yeah,
this?
there's a request that,
There's no, there's
not
no
see
trademark
anybody.
on the term JCC.
Okay. This
There's
is
no
okay.
trademark on that name.
you have received a request to put
It's not a corporation.
to put out a sign regarding there is a autistic child that is living in
Ah.
one of the houses at the corner of Woodburn and Fairview Avenue. They're requesting that if the village can put up signs alerting of passing vehicles
Right.
that there's an autistic child in the area. Given that the child keeps leaving the house, they have tried
Yeah,
to
no,
keep him
I
inside.
heard, I got multiple emails that this autistic child actually runs out and
Yes.
goes to different people's homes, and while he's doing it, he apparently crosses the street
Right.
without paying attention. And the parents are obviously concerned
Yes.
that, God forbid, there could be an accident. I don't know how much these signs can help. I know I have seen many different types of these signs on internet. I was going over it with Abraham. The board believe that these signs can help. I don't have an issue with putting them up. I don't know, Louis, if you have an input on these signs. Any of these signs.
Personally, I think that these signs are a better alternative than a stop sign or something of that sort. Because when I see these signs, I slow down. And I think that if somebody's paying attention to the sign, then it's gonna make them much more aware to slow down.
So maybe we can put the one with the
It's the
ball,
pro- it's the
the
proper
slow autistic child area, that one. I think that's a good sign. At least it has some, has a picture. Maybe we can put, I don't want to put 20 different signs, but we can choose one and put it on 3 different locations. I think that I'm okay with. And they're not
It's
expensive.
Unfortunate choice of.
What? Well, listen.
No,
I-
no,
It is, I think, it is a safe choice.
no, I like
It
the
is,
request.
and the
No.
parents are requesting, and I personally, I think if it's anything that can even decrease it by an X number of percentages, I'm completely okay with it. Any of them are okay.
How about slow autistic child area?
Sorry?
Go down, bring it down.
Do we want to ask the applicant, the resident, if they want to pick the sign?
They were they were told if they want to attend the meeting. I'm not sure. I don't see her here tonight, so I'm not sure exactly what.
Well,
happened.
you know what
Do
we
we have
can
an
do?
email from her?
Brian is in contact with the lady.
Maybe send her a couple of options and ask her
Yeah,
which
just-
she would prefer.
Right.
Okay.
And
That,
then we
that
can-
was the whole purpose of putting it on to make sure that.
To me, any of them are okay. I think it's good to have a picture or one of the signs of the kids.
With the image of
Child area.
The child playing with the ball.
You know, I don't know why they
people
ask
respond to
specifically
images
to
better
autistic.
than
Right,
they do words.
right. So right. But the thing is, it has slow children, and then it has slow autistic children area. It has.
Well, I wouldn't just
autistic child.
autistic
Yeah.
child area.
What's the slow down one?
The one right in the middle of the screen.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
the
slow
one just
autistic
below
child
it
area.
to the left of it.
Slow down autistic child
Yeah.
area.
No.
Same thing.
That's the one that
You,
sticks
you
out the
need
most,
about
I think.
directions?
Oh, that one.
Kinda catches your eye.
Well,
That
you
one's-
think the one up to
Yeah.
Up the one
and
with the
to
ball.
Yeah.
You think that one's better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That one.
I think
The
so.
ball, you wanna
I personally like the word slow down better,
Yeah, I
for
like-
obvious
I like
reasons.
the,
I think that one is suggesting that the kid's gonna be playing in
Yeah.
the street,
Yeah, I
playing
think the
ball.
slow down, the one next
The
to
one,
the one
the
back
one
from
with the
thing is fine.
darker image to slow down, I think
Yeah.
is a little more pronounced.
I think so.
Saying,
Sticks
hey,
out more.
slow down.
I also like the word slow down better.
Okay.
Do you need it both directions?
We're gonna put it in
It's
three
a
different
two-way-
areas.
two-way
Yeah,
street.
one on
Three.
this side, one on this side, and one the other coming. So we're gonna have, I think, 3 signs based on what we discussed.
Is there a dollar amount on how much the village should spend?
You said that it was about how much? $25, $30 each?
Each sign, as you could see, it could be as little as,
Well, first you have to decide what you want, 30 by 30, 24 by 24, 18 by
What do you recommend?
24.
I think 30 by 30 is huge.
Yeah, it's a big sign.
It's a big sign.
24 by 24 is too
I
big.
would say that something looks like 18.
No, 24 by 24 is good.
24 is
24 by 24 is good.
That looks like an 8.
That's 20. That's 24 by 24.
What's 18 by 24?
That's what that looks like.
Yeah, 18 by 24.
what is the size of a stop sign?
Huh?
What's the size?
What's the stop sign?
Stop signs are 30 by 30.
Really?
Yeah, they're 30 inch stop.
Yes.
Wow.
You forget that when you're in a streetscape.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's not 24 by 24. It's
Abraham,
24
could you
by
click on that sign that we were talking about? Maybe it comes with dimensions. No, down
You know
one.
what the size of that one is, Abraham?
The one that says slow down. Click on it. Double click on it. See if it comes with dimensions. 9 by 12.
18 by 24.
18 by
That's the biggest
24.
that it gets?
18 by 18 by
18 by 24. Is that a metal sign?
Yeah, it comes in aluminum.
Okay.
Fine. 18 by 24 is good enough?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Very good. So we get 3 of those.
It's a $41.
Okay. So that's
Is there
fine.
another choice of material?
No,
Why?
the
It
aluminum
has to
was
be
the
aluminum.
only one that
Okay.
showed.
All right. So if
That's
you
the
want,
only
we
one
can,
that's available.
Abraham, send this one and see if they're okay with it.
Sure.
And send the rest and see if they want something else. We are okay with this.
Okay.
If they want something else,
My suggestion is you should pick a
no, I'm okay with it. Listen, I want them to be happy with the choice.
Calls it
and they should also comply with the laws. Make sure that that's DOT regulated sign.
How do we know if it is?
It'll be in their handbook.
All right. Okay.
Does it have to be?
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a motion to?
I'll move.
Okay.
Aye.
All right. Okay. Next.
The next item on the agenda is the minutes for July 6th meeting. Just let me know when would like me to move to the next page.
I'll move them.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in
those
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimous. The next item is the abstract for this Friday.
But there are
7th.
two. There's a prior abstract also.
Correct.
So for the prior, I have no questions, and for the one that's coming up, I was just curious, what's a strobe bar for the parking enforcement car? What is a strobe bar? Strobe bar?
It's like a light on top of the car.
Oh, okay. And Worth, W-U-R-T-H, is PPE material? That company?
Worth is,
PPE? Is that what it's for?
you say PPE.
Well, yeah, 'cause it just, it didn't give much of a description, so.
Worth could be nuts and bolts, it's aerosol
Oh.
cans, penetrating oil,
Oh.
spray paints.
Okay, I was just curious. I'll make a motion to accept the abstracts.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Public comment?
Ooh, okay. Yes.
I have a request, Deanne Rafael, 107 Maple Street. I have a request. Since the school has put in, the high school's put in the parking lot, the Maple Street parking lot is now void. Could we have the signs removed?
Maple Street parking?
Well,
In other words, the people
otherwise, we
parking on
used to be a
Maple.
parking lot before the
Ah.
before the school, before they put the new school parking lot in. So could we have those signs removed? I
That
think
what, that-
well, they used to be 2 hours. The one I saw the other day was 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
No parking.
No
Take 'em out.
parking
We
sign.
took away parking on all those streets because the kids
'Cause
were
we
parking.
But
couldn't
the
park.
question is, are they not going to park, even if
No,
they have parking?
there's plenty of parking now. They
I
don't
know,
need.
but from what I'm hearing, sometimes they don't want to move their cars out of the parking lot, so they
Well,
want to park in the street.
They used to park on the street, and they used to have to move every 2 hours, or they could get a ticket. They didn't get tickets. They could get tickets, and then they used to
So
come and
you're
look.
saying that remove the
Uh,
parking signs
we
to
rem-
say what?
Just remove the parking sign. Just leave
So
the ones.
there's-
Just
the-
leave the ones that say "Do not park near corner." That's all. Take the rest of them away.
And then they can park, people can park there as long as they want?
Yeah. I mean, now we.
Not overnight.
No, no,
I'm
no
just saying,
overnight. It
no
doesn't
time
say
parking.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
So that,
it's
I mean,
one way to find out.
Well, if we take them down and then kids start parking there, then we'll
Kids-
know.
But we can't park during the day.
No, I
Yeah.
understand, I'm just
Do
saying
you want to put a
that-
timed parking?
It does. It says 7 a.m. to 7
No,
p.m.
no, no. Do you want to put like a 2 or 3 hour parking?
They can put back 2 hours parking spot, but even those,
Three
if
hours.
somebody.
It's an
a problem.
inconvenience to the residents. We could try with taking the signs away, and
'Cause we
if we
haven't had
find
any
it's a
trouble.
problem,
Yeah.
we'll come back and we'll limit it to 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, great. That's question one.
I mean, we have to discuss it, but
Now
Okay.
you have to discuss which streets.
right.
And
Right, okay.
Now I have another discussion. I would like a stop sign at the corner of Church and Beach. You cannot see from one direction when you're crossing Church from Beach.
Okay.
You cannot see. And there's going to be an accident. And now they're supposed to be putting up, I understand, a building at 22 Beach, and there are going to be all these construction
A
cars parked
building
there.
or a house?
Huh?
A house.
Yeah. I mean, BZA's had meetings, so I don't know what's happened with it, but supposedly, yeah.
Might not want to remove those.
And years ago, there always
Well,
was a stop sign
first of all,
there.
I mean, I had talked to you about Church and Beach a while ago, because there is no stop sign exiting from Church onto
Onto
Beach.
Beach, that's right.
There is a stop sign on Beach. So people don't expect that, because Beach is the primary road in that situation, and Church is the feeder.
That was probably put there when
Probably.
Catholics
When the school was,
Hopping.
more active.
yeah.
But it does hop, it does,
And the school was there,
right,
so they were allowing the buses to be able to get out.
correct. When Church let out, people were able to get out in a timely fashion.
Yeah, so the question is, if there's going to be a stop sign, is that going to decrease or slow down the exit from the church?
Doesn't,
There's not much of a church crowd. The only time there's a church
There's-
crowd is if there's a funeral or a mass or
but with
something.
stray cars that come in, they'll just have a car coming out all of a sudden, and we can't see it.
Those signs were there really, I think, for the school and, back in
No,
the day.
she's talking about the parking stop. And to forget that, the other one.
I
I'm
said
No,
talking-
she's talking about the
Stop sign.
sign,
I'm talking about
the sign
stop
on
sign.
Church Road exiting out onto Beach. It's a T intersection.
Right.
Stop
Yeah.
on both
There's a
sides of
stopper.
the beach.
On Beach, there's stops, but
Right.
there's no stop on Church.
And
And
when you're
Beach isn't-
driving on Beach, you expect
Them to stop.
the people on Church to stop. They could come out into a T intersection without stopping.
Ah,
So I'd like a stop if possible, please. That's quite.
So-
I mean,
have a
I don't think it's a
stop
big
sign.
deal,
It
that
isn't.
one. It's not a big ask, I don't think. It's not gonna change anything except make it,
Just make a few
Maybe
people
make it a little
stop and make it
safer,
safer for us, that's all. It's not
I
gonna
don't
be,
have
it's
a
not gonna
problem
make
with
a
that.
big
We
I
could-
don't know about that.
not a big difference, just make it safer.
It's not gonna change much what's happening at the intersection.
well, people might stop before entering.
Not a lot of traffic coming off of there anyway, but.
No, but she's saying the traffic that does come off of it is
It
coming
cannot,
out
it
without
cannot
stopping.
see it, I mean, it's,
I know, but the people on Beach should be stopping if they're paying
They should too, yes.
Well, the
Yeah.
people, no, even if we stop on beach, we can't see.
I understand.
Okay, okay, and
I'm a
number
little
three.
familiar.
One other question. Aren't the corners supposed to be trimmed? Corners, well, the one on the corner of Arundel and Maple,
Yeah.
we can't see. Same thing, you can't see the car coming up. The
Steve.
one on the corner of Beach and Maple on the south side, can't see either. So it'd just be nice if this would stay trimmed low, that's all. Okay.
I'll look into that.
Thank you.
That's it for today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
There's also a bunch of sidewalks while you're in that neighborhood, Steve. On Beach,
I think they will,
they're a wreck.
we do have a list.
Yeah.
I need to go. If
Next
there's
week?
any questions directed to me, I can answer. If not, the board can answer. I have to actually leave. It's my grandmother's yahrzeit.
Okay.
It's directed to me?
Over to the board.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody.
The only one thing I had was, about an employee, raise that I missed on when I was doing the budget time. 25-year employee, and when I did the budget, I didn't realize that he had 25 years in this year. So I would like to adjust his salary to reflect the $2,500 difference.
But that has to be on the agenda.
Yes, sir.
Could we put on the next agenda?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank
Okay,
you, guys.
thanks.
Sorry. Thank you,
Good night,
everybody.
Mayor.
See you later. All right, so that has to be put on the agenda to, what you guys said?
Yeah, and I don't think we're meeting on August 4th. August 3rd? August 3rd. We're not meeting on August 3rd. The 17th is the next meeting. Okay? But we could do retroactive, I think. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm so worried about that, just that
Well, I'm sure he's worried about that.
I had missed it.
Yeah. When was his 25th anniversary?
I have to look at the date when he started.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, it was brought to my attention and
His
in the
brother.
in the past, for 25 years, it was 2,500, that's
Okay.
the norm has been, and I hate, exclude somebody from it.
No, we don't. I don't think we would want to. His brother's real nice also. Sean?
Yeah.
I see him every morning. He's great.
Board meeting that is August 17th?
Yes. Okay. Jean?
Okay. I'd like to ask a question about the abstracts, so maybe Annie could just answer it for me. I see in the past 6 months, the first part of the year, this last 6 months, quite a few $1,000s have been written out for, what is it, RDM Design Studio. Could you tell me what that is? What designs? Are you using somebody to use?
It's a consultant who is used for the purpose of inspections.
A design studio?
Well, that's the name of his business.
That's
but
his professional his professional entity.
So the village makes out a check for a building inspector, a design studio?
He's an independent contractor who has been doing inspections for us.
But why wouldn't it be made out to his name? Because what would happen then if he went on a site and looked at a job and something happened and there was a liability at some point and the person decides to sue? Would they, this design studio, you've made the check out to.
I don't think
so,
somebody would, well, Peter, you want to take this?
Legally, that's what I'd like to.
Yeah.
You know, I think you're referring to a situation in which an individual is a self-employed individual
Okay.
and has offered his services as a consultant to the village to perform inspection services. So he goes out to sites, writes them up, assesses the situation, reports back to the building superintendent, who can at that point authorize whatever action needs to be taken. So he has no independent authority other than that of the building superintendent who authorizes his actions. So I'm not sure what you're...
Can you just say that last bit again so I hear it clearly?
So that the building superintendent would have to be the public officer that authorizes his actions.
Thank you about that. But why would the check be made out to a,
Well, as with any,
it's a corporation, so if somebody did sue, they can't sue the design studio for something that might have gone wrong, that
Gene, you have me at a disadvantage. I don't
paid-
recall off the top of my head whether it's a corporation or a self-employed
is.
proprietorship.
It is.
It's, okay, either way, if the check is made payable to the consultant entity. So just like H2M
I just have a
or,
feeling that it's not quite, I think it should be made out to the person if he's an individual,
Based
not
on what?
employed by the village,
okay. Well-
rather than.
I don't really see what the difference is, whether or not, if he's that entity, then what's the difference if they address it to RDM or to the individual himself?
Single
I'm
employee.
He
sorry,
may
I
be a
can't
sole owner LLC. So
Yeah.
rather than a corporation, he may be an LLC, limited
Yeah.
liability corporation, right?
But if something went wrong with what he decided on
He's
that
working,
job.
he's
He
working
is-
as an
he's
agent of the
working for
village.
He's an
village,
agent of the
yeah,
village, that's correct.
He's working as an agent for the village, correct?
Correct. The
So-
same way Tom Donato is working as an
Well,
agent
don't
of the
get
village.
other people
I'm
mixed up.
just, yeah, he's New York State certified.
Yeah, but he actually would be representing the village,
Yes,
to put it that way.
you
In
could
that
say it that
capacity.
way, yes,
Correct.
in that
So
capacity.
if anything went wrong, the person would have to sue the village.
They would do
or-
that anyway, yes.
Yeah, or sue him.
I would not be
Because you're
surprised if they
paying-
sued
you're-
both.
You're
Right.
Right.
paying him.
Wouldn't it be the same if anybody works for us?
Yes.
They would sue the village. I mean, if anybody chose to, bring a suit against
They would
someone
sue
who
the
works for-
village, they would
Yeah.
sue,
It's just,
yeah.
I can't quite get under why it's made out to a design
not-
studio.
When we pay Peter
but-
B, we're not paying Peter B, we're
I
paying
know, you're
Peter
paying
B,
the
Fishline, and the
company.
whole,
Correct.
Yes.
So
It's
I
okay. Can we
personally,
move
I'd
on
be
from
very
this?
happy to have the check made payable to me individually, but,
Yeah.
but the check is made payable to the consulting firm. And some firms are sole proprietorships, some are LLCs, some are corporations.
But we're not here to give this lesson, so I think we could, is there something else?
No, not
Okay.
now.
Thank you.
There's Lenziger, 15 Beach Road. I have asked about this for nearly a year. Mr. Massaro, how come there's still no street signs on Nirvana at Gould? And there's no street sign at the
Stop sign or street sign?
street sign at
Oh.
at the roundabout in front of the high school at Brokaw, Nirvana, and Polo. For a while there was one sign that said Polo, but I noticed there's no street signs there. I've mentioned this for a long time.
David, I'll have to go out and look, but I'm sure the signs are there. I've sent the guys out there. Maybe you're missing them. Maybe they're not on the street corners that you're looking at. There certainly is not one in the middle of the traffic circle.
Of course not. But there used to be one on the south side of there, but I noticed there's nothing there. And similarly, as there hasn't been for quite a long time, there's no sign at Nirvana and Gould. And I'm just wondering, why not?
I'm pretty sure the guys put the signs up. I'll have to go by and check.
Thank you.
When was the
I'm
last
just,
time you looked?
okay.
When was the last time you looked?
Today.
Today?
And I noticed it also the other day when I walked by there. I remember I've brought this up a number of times. Maybe somebody named Gould had this thing and, I won Nirvana and stole the sign. But the point is, it's been more than a year since I've asked about this, right? So please have a look and,
It's been a while and I have replaced them, so maybe somebody's taking them. and
well,
taking
that
them.
could be. But I'm just thinking, all the other streets seem to have street signs and,
There should be a street sign
well,
there. and
please have a look and see if you can take care of it. All right. Another thing that I wondered about, as we had this with the applicant for the sign above the business, is the question of covering the windows. Because again, I complained about that business before, that they had covered all the windows with all that ugly paper and so on. do we have certain standards on Middle Neck Road for window coverage and what it should be? Because it seems to me we should, if we do, we should sort of enforce it.
Well, we do, but another issue comes up, and it was raised earlier for a second about a medical office being a different situation than most other businesses where people are entitled to a certain privacy. So, I don't know what the nature of the opacity should be on the window
Right.
itself, but it has to be something that we might want to discuss because I don't think that we've had a full glass front medical office before. So,
Well, I don't want to do anything, I mean, obviously, we respect it.
but yes, I know what you're talking about. It irks me. We have storefronts covered in paper.
In general,
we have storefronts that are just filled with debris. So, we do have standards, and we will be addressing that.
Well, in general, I just think that if we had some standards, it might be a way to upgrade the street, because now it looks rather shabby.
Yeah.
And it's not the only one. There are other storefronts that have all kinds of things taped in the windows and all that. It seems to me a classy municipality, and I can think of some here on the island, simply wouldn't permit it. And I would hope that we could have a standard on that.
We've discussed that this is something that needs to be addressed going forward because, especially with the vacant storefronts and storefronts being used for other purposes besides storefronts, I don't know what's allowed in that direction. A lot of them are being used for storage, and even in that situation, it should not be seen by the public. So.
This is not something that's just unique to this village.
No, it's not unique to this village.
No, but I live here, so that's why I'm bringing it up. And I would hope we could do something about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else? We'll move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.